name's Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC. Got a little time to kill before I got to go to the post office and drop off packages for my customers. We're talking about here on this projector, I got to pronounce this thing correctly. Hold on for a minute. Let me see how he pronounces this projector because I don't want to butcher the name on this. How do they pronounce this machine?
All right, guys. CES 2023 checking out the AWOL Vision.
AWOL.
This thing is.
All right, AWOL. Make sure we get that right. I don't disrespect this company. AWOL projector. All right, this is the AWOL projector. There's a lot of things I find wrong with this projector, also too, quite disturbing. I told you, you're going to be seeing more and more of these projectors pop up. Projectors with these weird, odd names attached to them. And they're going to have their own particular dedicated screens. They're going to cost the customers a lot of money. And like I said, the projector and screen combo is garbage. And I'll show you why. So, this is one of the projectors I talk about a lot. This projector is about 5. So let me blow this up a little so you can see a little better. This projector is going to run you the consumer about $5,500. Now, if the company feels that I'm wrong on this, hey, send me one of these machines. I'll show you exactly where I want to pick up on it. You go from gunmetal technology, you have to stick to white and gray screens. It won't pick up in fully lit environments. And again, there were certain things they were saying in the expo and clearly had red flags all over the place. If I was in that booth, literally security would have had me kicked out of there. They would have me kicked out in no time at all because I'd have asked the questions that nobody else would have asked. Those are the questions they don't want people to see at the end of the day. So this projector, ultra short though, 3,500 lumens, does 80 inches to 150 inches. Sorry about that, people. Excuse me. Anyway, so ultra short though projector. Let's see what it has here for the contrast capabilities for this thing. So let me see. Triple laser, 3D triple laser. It's funny how these things have 3D triple lasers and that they're so dim. The screens are very, very dim for laser. I can get a Casio projector laser at 2,700 lumens, real laser, and that thing will basically is bright. Casio triple laser and you're that freaking dim. Triple laser and you have to have, you'll see the booth with 150 inches covered up. That shouldn't be, that would be an issue if you're using that in an apartment store or something. That screen would automatically wash it automatically too fast. But let's see if we get the contrast levels here. So it'll be triple laser. Now keep in mind, because we make a screen paint for some of these projectors, we don't encourage you to go out and buy these projectors. We encourage you to buy actual and real projectors at the end of the day. We made that screen paint because I had to turn away customers who have no solution but to basically be forced into buying one of their expensive screens because they got stuck with this projector. That's what the screen paint's for. If you want to go out and go down that road, knock yourself out. Like I said the other day, what we tell you. Now mind you, the screen paint we develop is not going to give you the bells and whistles of the black screens that can produce higher contrast levels, better color, and they can maintain in fully lit environments. This will also do it too, but not at the level of black technology can do. So we advise you, if you're going to basically make that, buy one of these projectors, we advise you don't do it. So let me see. Let's see much more about color. It's supposed to have billions. Look at this. It has billions of colors. Didn't see that in the demonstration. That screen literally washed out, and the guy sat there and said it washed out. Billions of colors won't do you any good if you can't see them. Where we get here, right here. Let's see. This gives the, that's supposed to be the screen pixelation right there. Resolution count. Mind you, in the demonstration, the guy said the screen was basically a little fuzzy. How are you fuzzy at 4K? Are you kidding me? So they have to use special firmware to go in and fix the issue, to update firmware to fix that issue. No, that shouldn't be a problem. I had the PX747. I never had to update firmware for 4K resolution. That sounds like you updating your compress firmware or software in order to compress a little better, but no, right there from the door you had the image was fuzzy. Let me see, where's the contrast at? Usually they put that right up front. Okay, let me see. See colors and all this like that. Okay, got the weight of it. Not much, nothing there on contrast. How we don't have contrast? That's the first thing I usually list on these projectors. Let's see if Projector Central has anything on this projector. Let's see, let's go over here. Go to Projector Central, see what they have. You would think it would be here. They would have the contrast rating here. But let's go over to, because look at the P2 really brags about their 2 million to 1. Let's see right here, 2 million to 1 contrast. Boom! Any one of those projectors that have high contrast. Even if a projector has, we had one that has a 20,000 to 1. They're going to post it right up front. You're going to see it. Whopping 20,000, whopping 50,000. This doesn't have it up here at all, period. So we're going to go over to Projector Central. See if Projector can dig it up. So we have here under Projector Central, we have specification sheet should have popped up either first or second line. Let's keep scrolling. Oh, here we go. We got specification sheet. Okay, here we go. All right, let's get a look here at this cookie. So we got 1 million to 1 contrast. This thing has 1 million to 1 contrast. I'll show you right here. 3,500 lumens. This is supposed to be the resolution, 3840 by 2160. So it's supposed to be real 4K. 16:9 4K HD. Where's that contrast at? What the freak? How do you have it here? And how do you have it up there, but you don't have it down here? It should be down here. Seeing everything else here. Hold on, let me turn this to the site so it's right here. All right, this is the list right here. It's supposed to be in this section right here. This is where it's supposed to be at. But we have it up here. See, they have it there, but they don't have it down there. It's supposed to be down there. All right, so this is a million contrast, right? A million contrast. Okay, let's see. Now, again, knowing that the projector has not 2 million, but 1 million to 1 contrast, it's 4K, it's all that. Watch the promo demonstration on it. At 3,500 lumens, my projector is 36. That's a lot of lumens to hit a screen that close. This was laser. Okay, let's go to the demonstration here that they're having at the expo for this projector. Now, this is what you got to watch out for when you watch these expos. You see that giant booth right there? You know why they have that one particular screen in the booth? Because that's the screen that's highest to the lights right here. Now, if the guys talking about the lights in the ceiling are conflicting with the screen, then that means for a screen to be this size, they have to protect it to make sure that none of the light basically washes out the screen. If you notice when you turn to the side, you'll see curtains here, and there's curtains here, here, and here. That's so they can keep the screen in this nice little dark area, so that way it produces a much brighter image. That's why they have this one in the booth. The reason why they don't have these in the booth, because this one's closer to the ceiling, it's a much bigger screen, and it's going to take in 10 times more light, which means it's going to fade much faster than the rest of them. This is the stuff that people pick up. Like me, when we go through these demos, we're not looking at the screen, we're looking at the environment, how the screen is reacting to the environment, how the projector is reacting to the environment. So if he's having problems already, where he's saying that, making excuses about the overhead lights, which this is blocked off, and the screen's washing and faded already from an ultra short to projector sitting that close to the screen, imagine what that's going to look like in your home when you don't have a booth sitting there to protect your screen from the light you have in your environment. This would completely wash out in the Maxo Zone easily. It'll wash out in here. So watch this when you see when he walks up on it.
All right, guys, CES 2023, checking out the AWOL Vision booth. This thing is pretty sweet. It looks like we got a couple of different things to let you guys know about. So let's go ahead and start.
And if you notice, there's the black curtains right there. There's a nice little rooftop to protect it from the light. It's sitting in a little black booth. The black booth probably tries to give off the they try to give off the impression that this is going to be your living room. This wouldn't be my living room at the end of the day. My living room would be far brighter than this. This would definitely wash out in my living room.
Right over here. So this is their massive 150-inch screen playing Avatar in 3D. So if you
Now already from looking at this, I can already tell that the screen is completely washed out and extremely washed out pretty badly. The black levels are not black, the blue is not blue, and the background is completely washed out. It's supposed to be a 4K projector.
you guys are paying attention to it right now, you probably can't see it very well. You probably are thinking, hey man, this thing isn't very sharp. Well, let me let
Now see where you said the thing isn't very sharp? 4K is sharp regardless. You don't need firmware to make 4K look incredible. Yeah, that's not 4K.
You probably can't see it very well. You probably are thinking, hey man, this thing isn't very sharp. Well, let me let you guys know about what they did. So they did a couple of, basically a firmware update, and they did a whole lot of stuff. So still 3,500 lumens.
They did a firmware update and a whole lot of stuff. That doesn't sound very professional to me if you're buying a $5,000 projector. It's like buying a Bugatti and they say, oh, it's blue and it goes very, very fast. Yeah, okay. Or buying a game system saying, hey, it plays good games and it plays good games. Like, that's it? That's all you're going to tell me? So basically, if you said they updated the firmware, this is a problem I have here. When did they update the firmware? Because when you were walking into the booth, you were talking about how blurry it was, which we all saw. And you said they updated the firmware. When did this happen? Because the screen is still blurry. There's no way in the world. That's the $5,000 unit. And that screen at 150 inches, this is their own tech right here. That screen right there alone, it cost you $5,000. That's $10,000 sitting here staring you in the face. Well, 10,000, about around 10,000 was close to about $11,000 staring you in the face, including with tax. That's a lot of money. And this thing is sitting in a booth, mind you. When this thing hits your house, watch what's going to happen to it.
CES 2023, checking out the AWOL Vision booth. This thing is pretty sweet. It looks like we got a couple of different things to let you guys know about. So let's go ahead and start over here. So this is their massive 150-inch screen playing Avatar in 3D. So if you guys are paying attention to it right now, you probably can't see it very well. You probably are thinking, hey man, this thing isn't very sharp. Well, let me let you guys know about what they did. So they did a couple of, basically a firmware update, and they did a whole lot of stuff. So still 3,500 lumens. This is the LTV 3500 Pro.
You see this right here? That's all washed out. That is completely washed out. There's no contrast. There's nothing kicking in here at all. Mind, this thing has a roof over top of it. There's no lights making contact. Lights are blocked here and lights are blocked here. And this thing is washed out that bad. This is supposed to be 1,000,000 to 1 contrast. Are you kidding me? That's pretty poor. Extremely poor.
So whenever you get your firmware update, you actually update it to Pro. Enhanced contrast, you get better black levels with it. Dolby Atmos, HDR10+, a lot of the same stuff that it used to have right down here. You also get your 3D update right there. 24 frames per second, you get filmmaker mode with the new update. PJ Link's gonna work with your control, your home automation and whatnot. And this is the little unit right down here. So check it out. And these are some of the glasses that they have real quick. And we have some people right back here enjoying the show with their glasses on. So that thing is pretty sweet. Over here we
Even worse. This projector screen's coming in at 120 inches. It's a 120-inch screen. Contrast level is not even in the picture. It's gone. When you see that kind, I told you in the gray screens, when you see that kind of discoloration to the surface, see that grayish look to it, that means the contrast level is having a hard time picking up. This is ultra short throw projector, mind. It's sitting right up on top of the screen. There's no distance throw there. But they're going to blame it on the overhead lights. And it's laser at that, which is supposed to be much brighter.
We have the Vanish Laser TV.
That's really sad. That's not gray. That background literally is supposed to be black.
This is their all-in-one unit, right? So you
see all that gray you see in here? This is the actual screen. So this is one of their screens that they sell.
we have a gentleman over here playing some video games. Check him out. So this thing's really, really cool. The screen.
I couldn't be in his booth. Security would have me out of here in 5 minutes. I would literally complain there, like, where the freak is the contrast level? My cell phone is pulling a better contrast level than this. This is extremely poor. That's extremely poor. From 1,000,000 to 1 contrast, I can see they said 3,000 to 1 contrast. 3,000 to 1 contrast? Okay, yeah, that's definitely going to happen. No problem. But 1,000,000 to 1? Are you kidding me? Then what's the point of paying for that? Oh, this is so disgusting, I swear. All right, let's try to keep this professional. Let's not rant.
Screen disappears whenever it's not playing. This thing pops out. This thing actually goes back in to the cabinet itself. so that you don't see it very unobtrusive, and it really enjoys or really.
Good gracious, gee whiz Louise, are you kidding me? Did any contrast transfer from the projector to the screen? That is absolutely horrible. I could do the exact same thing with the wall behind me, literally. You know what? I got a question for you. How about you test this against some gray screen paint at the end of the day and see how close this comes to matching to the screen? That is absolutely horrible. That's horrible.
Really engages with your lifestyle and stuff like that. So this is their Vanish Laser TV coming with either one of their projectors, whether it's the 2500
Latest would be
plus,
TV.
which is the
Gee whiz, angle gain is absolutely brutal. Yeah, I would have that same look too if I spent $5,000 on one of these projectors and I came home and it looked like this.
Plus, which is the one right up here, or the LTV 3500 Pro. So what they did with this one, they bumped up the lumens with it, so you actually get a little bit better lumen output.
You bumped up the lumens. How do we bump up the lumens on the projector? I got to dig into this machine. Why do we bump up the lumens on the projector? So bottom line, that's almost as worse as one of the projectors I literally saw that said that it started off at 2400 lumens, but if you bought one of their screens, if you used a particular ambient light rejection screen, you could boost it to 3600 lumens. So now you're downloading firmware to upgrade the lamp used, because I guess if it's 75 in the lamp, imagine if you had a lamp in your house that was 75 and you could boost it to like 3000. That's bull crap at the end of the day. I've never heard of that before, ever.
But you also get better contrast. So as you guys are looking at this right now, we're in,
Now remember what he just said. You get better contrast. Watch this.
in the absolute worst freaking environment. Look at this. All these lights back here, and then you have this image right here, right in front of you. So you're not getting the whole picture. I'm looking on the display. It's not necessarily showing real blacks, but that's kind of what you guys are going for right here. So this is the AWOL Vision 2500.
So the lights that are 21 feet up, and probably around 21 feet up, they're complaining that this is washing out the contrast level. If you have a real 100% black screen, guess what? You can pick up black regardless. You can be fully in environment. I can go into the room, over the next room at 150 inches, and I can display it, a projector at 21 feet back at 500 bucks, and I can pull up an image, a star field, easily. So what's the problem here? This machine costs a couple of $1,000. Screen costs a couple of $1,000, and they're going to blame it on some lights that are 21 feet up in the air. So what happens if you get this in your house? I'm pretty sure your ceiling's not going to be 21 feet up in the air. What's going to happen in that environment? What happens if you stick this thing next to a window or something? Yeah, precisely. This is supposed to be about contrast levels. That is completely gray. Does this match anything in here? Does that match in the table? It doesn't even match the projector. No, this is horrible.
I'm looking on the display. It's not necessarily showing real blacks, but that's kind of how.
It's not really showing real blacks, but you paid for a projector with a 1,000,000-to-1 contrast, and what happened? Either it's going to display it or it's not going to display it. So you're saying it displays it in the dark, you can see it, but with the lights, you can't see it. Yeah, whatever. That just sounds right downright stupid.
What you guys are going for right here. So this is the AWOL Vision 2500 Plus. This thing's pretty sweet. Again, like I was talking about, what you get is your firmware update. A lot of stuff increases with this one. You also get the ability.
I ain't gotta say much. This is supposed to be 1,000,000-to-1. Literally, this booth right here, this is darker than this. It should be this color. And if it's that color, this should be a highly bright fluorescent orange. That's what they were going for, literally, when they went for the promo demonstration. That's supposed to be a really high fluorescent orange, really bright, and this is supposed to be jet black. So how in the world, explain it to me this, you have 1,000,000-to-1 contrast, and your booth wall right here is actually darker than the physical screen here, and that 1,000,000-to-1 isn't changing it. It's not converting it to anything. It didn't change anything at all. That's horrible. This is what you got to watch out for, people. This is the stuff that they're churning up now. This is the new thing now. I've never seen more of these knockoff machines popping up, and they're expensive. There's not the $30, $40, $50 projector. These projectors are serious money at the end of the day, and they're crap. They're honestly, they're crap. Yes, we got a screen paint that can fix it to a certain degree, but to get that 100% black level, you will never be able to achieve that at all, period. You will not pick up the heavy, beautiful colors and all that. This is supposed to have a billion something colors attached to it. Are you kidding me? No, that doesn't, no. That's horrible. Now, some people say, well, how about you make a black screen paint for it? We can make a black screen paint because they don't pick up on these projectors. It won't work. We literally have to make a screen paint. We have a screen paint that we made, that will give it better color, better contrast, just in this mess. And you can use it in a fully lit environment because that's what we specialize in. But if you want that ultra black OLED, you know what I mean, that kind of technology, guess what? You got to go name brand. That's why my screen is going to be covering half that wall in there at a P2, or even if I use my 720p projector, it's going to pull up a better contrast level than this at the end of the day. That's absolutely horrible.
This is a 100-inch image. You also get the ability to go up to 150. That's what that blue
What's the point of it?
outline is right there. And we got BD Installer right over here. Check him out. That's basically it, guys. We're going to go ahead and do some walk-around B-roll with BD Installer. Get it? But that's it, guys. Really appreciate you guys for watching. If you guys want to grab...
Yeah, it's horrible. A projector is literally sitting that close to the screen. That is absolutely horrible. And the sad thing about it is, the people that are sitting there walking around looking at these monstrosities are sitting there going, if a diamond came here, a diamond would crush this with no problem. Easily, with no problem. Any projector you throw against a diamond, diamonds produce much darker images. Dragonflies, yeah, they would definitely damage this. Dark Star 9s, no problem. These are really, really dark screens, so they definitely be maintained. Our technology in here, well, that's a whole different story. We don't even need this projector at the end of the day. If I were to basically just use the 720p projectors, but if I wanted to go full throttle on them, what projector I would choose a P2, and we would turn off the contrast just for fun. We don't need all these projectors in here. All got the contrast on, every last one, and they have to. In a choice, we could go in there with a 2,000,000 to 1 and turn it off, and blow all these screens clean out of the water with a 100% black level, and add extra lights to our environment because the lights overhead are not close enough to the screen. That's not even a challenge for me at the end of the day. I would actually have to bring in extra lights to lighten up the booth to get a challenge out of it. Yeah, I guarantee it would probably get banned from something that's very easy, because this right here is going to take money away from all these companies, and this would be a problem for them at the end of the day. But again, they shouldn't be cutting corners like this. This is absolutely horrible to spend that much money for a machine at the end of the day that looks that poor. I don't know what's worse, this one or this one right here. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. They literally put this thing inside of a booth. They literally covered that up. Look how washed out the image. And the guy even walked over and said the image is washed out and a little bit fuzzy. Really? And it's 4K? All right, so now just seeing that, now you can go over here and see the whopping price of what they want for it. Yeah, there you go. The one they have over here, they got another model, which is the LTV. Well, this is supposed to be 2,500 lumens. This is what this is going to cost you. That's going to cost you 2,500. You can go buy a P2 for like $2,000. This is not worth the money at all, period. Doesn't have a 2,000,000 to 1, a 1,000,000 to 1 contract. It doesn't have that. It didn't even, no, nothing at all. Should have showed something. Now, I'm pretty sure during a dark environment, maybe it'll work. It'll definitely work. Let's see how many people actually own this projector and is displaying it in a fully lit environment. They call it a laser TV, right? That's what they're calling it. So let's see who has this projector. I'm not going there. That guy was so far all over the place. Like, he really didn't want to be there. Why do they keep using him? Like, he honestly, you can tell by the demonstration, he really just honestly doesn't want to be there. Let me get over here real quick.
Rejected by your parents and by the system.
Yeah, let's just show a whole movie on there for us, okay? And thank you, YouTube.
The new Grand Wagoneer with Macintosh reference entertainment system, panoramic sunroof, passenger display, and even a captain's chair.
My name is Steve Schulman. I am co-founder of AWOL Vision. We're one of the leading ultra short throw companies, and what we have is a true red, green, blue laser engine.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. I really am gonna leave that one alone. There comes a time in a man's life he has to understand that. Be your age, please. I'm gonna leave that one alone.
And with a Texas Instrument chip, we use all the best components. And you can see in a bright environment like we have here.
That's a bright environment. This is supposed to be a bright environment. It's completely dark on this one side right here, but that's a bright environment.
Here at CES, that our ultra short throw projector has a very high.
No, no, no. You can't do that with the gray screen. It's not going to work that well.
Has a very,
because it's going to start to give off a bad image. Can't
very
do that.
high quality image with its vividness and its brightness.
This is not my camera blurring like this. This is the actual video. I'll post it below so you can see. I'm not joking. This is the actual video. Blur video is blurring like this, but I'll put the link below. You can check it out for yourself.
As you can tell on the screen over here, what AWOL Vision wants to do as a company is we want to give up.
Why, and for goodness sakes, are we this close to the screen? Like literally the camera's having a problem picking up the focus because they're literally that close to the screen.
Customers options to replace their TVs that they have in their living room, and that's why we have very high lumen, 2500 lumens, 3500 lumen.
Now you see the whole strip right here where he says he's actually in a well-lit environment. Do you see how dark it is? He's not in a well-lit environment. If it was in a well-lit environment, you would see all this crystal clear. Matter of fact, you would even see the trim on the bottom half of the screen. All this would be well lit. This would be well laminated down here. He's in a dark environment.
Projectors.
Now over here on the wall here, that's a well-lit environment. See over here? There you go. That's a well-lit environment over here. But over here, this is dark.
So that it can punch right through this
There's two fans right here. You can barely see them.
ambient light and still give you the brightness that you can have inside your family room. This is our 2500 model. This is our entry-level model. And it has all the same components as our premium. And the only difference is the brightness, the amount of lumens. It has Dolby Atmos and with the ARC for if you want to put an external sound system on it as well. We also have HDR10 Plus. We just did an enhanced black level, so our contrast ratio is 2800 to 1. I'm
sorry, people, but this is irking the daylights out of me. It's just triggering everything right now. I mean, not like saying bad, like it's cringing the crap out of me right now. It really is. I'm sorry. No disrespect toward the man at the end of the day. I'm not that kind of person, but it's cringing the crazy. Sorry, I had to do that. Grit my teeth. That is freaking cringy's on the way.
We'll be coming out with Dolby Vision shortly.
Not doing it to be disrespectful. It's just cringing me, man. It's cringing me.
So let me take you over to our premium 3500 model. So this is our 3500 model that's in this nice cabinet right here. This is an all-in-one console. And the third.
It's the equivalent of watching someone take their fingers and rake it down the side of a chalkboard. That's literally how I'm feeling right now. It's cringing the crap out of me. Oh, good gracious. Okay, trying to be professional here. No disrespect for the guy. I'm pretty sure he's probably a very nice person at the end of the day. It's just really cringing me. All right, let's see.
3500.
This is what's getting me. He's saying this is being used in a well-lit environment. As you can see, this environment is really, really dark. You can see this. It's extremely dark. What the heck do they consider to be a fully lit environment, a well-lit environment? Because I'm pretty sure that at the end of the day, no one's house is this dark. Unless you're waking up out of a coffin in the middle of your floor, that's the only way. This would sell great with vampires.
This again has 3500 lumens. What's really neat about this unit is that.
Now you see right here, wait, I love it when they sit there and they lie on camera and he says well-lit environment. Look at the hallway. You see that light in the hallway here? How bright it is over here? And you see how dark it is right over here? Yeah, there you go. This is the kind of stuff. When I watch these demonstrations, I'm looking at the environment. I'm listening to how they talk. He said this is supposed to be a well-lit environment. The hallway has literally more light than the booth. That's the same thing I saw with the Elite screen when the guy was walking down the hallway. The hallway literally has more light than the environment they had the screen in, because the camera, when it went into the booth, and went into the hotel room, it had a problem adjusting to the light.
You still get a very nice picture with a fluorizing screen, but when you're done with it, it just closes down and you're able to.
All right, you see right here? Yeah. This is a screen they want $5,000 for. This is a $5,000 screen, so you know that. And this is supposed to be a well-lit environment. We got more light back here, and we got more light over here than this booth right here.
To get your $1 million view back.
Honestly and truthfully, they should have got somebody else to do the presentation. His presentation is really bad. It's extremely bad. It's like if he's the co-founder of it, that doesn't come up too well because it sounds like you really don't even know your own tech at the end of the day. Oh man. Now let me see. This booth is black behind the back of it. This screen comes down. Look at it right here. It's the reason why it doesn't never work on any gunmetal technology. It doesn't work on dark technology. This is a dark background, but it's not picking up all that well. I mean, we've done demonstrations on black paint versus our product, and the black paint will pick up some colors, but they don't come off that bright. They come off dirty and dingy because they can't accept and read white light. Where this right here is basically not picking up jack, which shows you can never use it on a dark screen. Now look at this. Again, look at the hallway. You see all that light right there they have? How come we don't have this amount of light over here? Because this is what your living room will look like. This right here, no, not. If you're watching a movie and you got the lights out, yeah, this would be your environment, but this would be your everyday living room. How in the world would you be functioning in your living room if it was that freaking dark? You would never find anything in there to begin with. Gee whiz Louise. I hate to say it, but it actually looks better on that black surface, I swear. Gee whiz, that's not a good comparison. Look at that.
This unit also has a new PJ link, so you can use your Control 4 remote control that shuts your shades, turns down the lights, and turns on the projector at the same.
Now, if he did a Starfield demonstration, guess what surface would have picked up the better contrast? The black wall behind it would have picked it up. That wouldn't have picked it up at all.
Time, and we also just did an enhanced contrast download as well to give you 2800 to 1 contrast ratio, and that's why you're able to see this type of image. And you can see here where the black levels are very low, along with the colors being very vibrant.
Wait. What did you say?
Are very low, along with the image. And you can see here where the black levels are very low.
People, did he just sit there and say on camera that the black levels were very low? But the colors are very hot. They don't even know what they're doing. They literally don't know what they're doing. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. You got 1,000,000 to 1 contrast on a projector, and your black levels are very low, but the colors are very high. Leave that one alone. It's just too easy. They don't know what they're talking about. I don't even know how that even works. If your contrast level drops, that means your color drops right along with it. It's a domino effect. That's what happens. There's no way in the world. We've done this in demonstrations with brightly lit environment with our product versus black paint versus white surfaces, showing that you have to have a color balance to pick up a solid color of red. You have to have black in there in order to pick up a deeper and richer color, and you need the white level to produce a brighter image. It has to be a balance. I've never heard anybody saying that the black levels drop.
You can see here where the black levels are very low, along with the colors being very vibrant.
If the black levels are going to drop in an environment with this little bit amount of light, like I said, right over there in the hallway, if he had stuck that thing out there, that thing would have completely washed out.
And this is our 120-inch screen, and this is called our Vanish TV because obviously the screen vanishes when you're not watching it.
Now you see how close he is to the screen? He should never be that close to the screen. Again, I told you about this whole theory about being too close to the screen. What happens is if the customer can't see it from back there and he has to be that close to see the difference, that tells you there's something wrong there. You can't be that close to the screen. Yes, I've done some demonstrations a couple of days ago, actually yesterday, being that close to the screen. Yeah, but I can back up on my projector at 11 feet and still pick it up. I can walk around my environment too at 21 feet and still pick up. But you're never supposed to be that close.
Now, I'll bring you over to our big screen. Right now we're playing 3D, so it's gonna look a little blurry. So this is AWOL LTV 3500. That's the same.
That screen was blurry in the last one. Remember the last one where the guy came up and said, now they're doing it in 3D. So now it's going to be a little blurry. But they just did the video in the last demonstration where the guy walked over to the booth and said the screen was going to be a little fuzzy.
Machine I just showed you there.
We'll have to update the firmware.
And what we're showing here is Avatar in 3D. We're one of the few ultra short throws in the industry that actually has 3D. And people that have seen it during the show and our customers that have it at home say it's better than watching it in an IMAX theater.
Yeah, now that's producing in 3D because you can see the double effect going off at the same time on the screen. Yeah.
Really great detail. And images just fly out at you because of the brightness and the size of the screen. We also have Adobe Atmos with ER.
But the environment is super dark. This is supposed to be a TV style projection screen. This is what you're selling it as, replacing your TV. That is extremely dark. That's just horrible. That's horrible, people. I'm sorry. If this is supposed to replace the TV, you're not gonna. It's not gonna happen. An OLED would crush this with no problem. An OLED, you can set that in there, take down all that, throw extra lights on it, and an OLED's gonna produce 100% contrast, beautiful color, without a firmware update, with no problem whatsoever. And this thing, at the end of the day, is stuck in the dark. This is what your living room literally is gonna have to look like in order for you to basically function this thing. Let's see if someone owns this thing. Actually, has one of these things. Is playing around with it. I like to hear the voices. Oh man. Do they have any? Well, I'm going for this. I want to see if they have the screens in here too. Yeah, they're gonna make me go to this one. Let me see where we're at on this one right here. Let's see if we can find the screen. Is there a screen combo at the bottom? Sometimes there's a screen combo. All right, these are the screen combos at the bottom right here. So this is a screen combo right here. So if you want the one, that is a 25 right there, 25 with the ambient light projection screen right there. It's going to cost you around 39, almost close to 39. Keep in mind tax and all that. So it's going to probably jump higher than that. This is also with the 25. This is the bundle with the screen also too. With the 120-inch screen, the bundle's going to cost you around 48. And then over here you have the 25 here. This one right here with the screen at 100 inches. Here right there, D1, that's with 100 inches right there. That right there is going to cost you around, say roughly, or you can see it right there, it's around $3,900. So that's a lot of money to cough up for a machine that you just saw. That's one was sticking in, one was in the booth and having issues, and the other one was completely washing out. Contrast levels are not pulling correctly, screen's blurry. That's a hot mess. That's an absolutely hot mess right there. I told you, this is going to be the new thing. This is literally going to be the new thing. And I hope the name brand projectors don't follow behind these jokers. That they keep it real 100% and keep selling their merchandise as it is. Native 4K, you really get real contrast levels at the end of the day. But again, like I said, still, you're going to have to still spend the money for those high-end gunmetal technology screens in order to be able to pick up for ultra short throw. You're going to have that certain kind of screen to do that. That's where we come in. See how we even the playing field? There you go. The customer who bought the, a couple customers who bought the screen paint from us, they're paying $257 for a technology that can paint up to a 150-inch screen. and can produce in fully lit environments, and it can pick up a better contrast than the Valve screen. Valve went $600, even at $600 for a 100 inch. And that customer's going to get a 150 inch. There you go. Now, if any one of these companies decide to contact me and ask me to make a screen paint for them, no, ain't going to happen. Never, ever, 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 ever. Because I have no intention. I will help the customer out to fix their problem, but these guys, only way I would make something for them, native 4K. You're literally going to have to come up with a projector with native 4K and a real contrast level. Well, you won't need it in the day with our technology. Yeah, you're going to have to bring up native 4K. I mean, real native 4K. And I don't know what is about these projectors that don't work on our technology. They don't even work on the black diamonds at all. None of the heavy, none of the gunmetal screens, it doesn't work on any of those things at all, period. If you notice, the screen wasn't that dark. None of those screens are ever that dark. You will never see them on gunmetal technology or black technology. That's a lot of money to cough up. I love these. I love when they do these right here, when they promote the projector. You know darn well that's not happening, right? I love that. Let's go over and check out this guy real quick, because he has one over here. Oh. My goodness, this is going to be the new thing, people. This is what the new thing's going to be. This is what it's going to be. This is what it's going to come down to. A lot of these knockoff projectors flooding the system, and he's freaking, and they have these package deals. You could buy the screen because the screen's compatible with the projector. It's going to give you better colors, going to give you better contrast. It works with our projector. It's like when you buy a motherboard. Most people, when they buy a motherboard, they want a graphic card to marry. They want the same they want the same motherboard as by the same maker, the same manufacturer. So basically, it's not too much of a conflict with drivers. That's what most people want. That's what I do anyway. I usually, if I'm buying a motherboard and building a PC, I make sure my motherboard and graphic card are about the same manufacturer. That's what I do. But this is how it's going to come down to. Now, this is the screen right here. This is the screen's cost at 120 inches. Right here, you can see this right here. We're at 120 inches. This is what your price is going to cost you if you buy the screen standalone. Let's see if we get a color on this. Let's see right here. So of course, yeah, no, that didn't happen. We all know that didn't happen. We watched the demo. If the lights were literally that on top of the screen, that thing would have washed out. We just saw the demonstration. That thing had like 21 feet up in the air and was having an issue. So that right there is nonsense. Look at all these lights that they have over in it. Oh, I gotta bring this in. You gotta see this. You've gotta see this. Okay. I mean, are we there running against a good spot? Look at this. Look at this right here. Look at the lights that they have beaming down on the screen in the picture demonstration. And they have the family sitting there. Giant screen. 170 inches. Or 170 degrees. I'm about to say, I don't know, 170 inches. 100 ultra wide viewing angle. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. We just watched that screen fade out, and the guy turned to the side. The screen was so dark on one side. Oh, come on now. Give me a break. Gee whiz, people. Come on. All right, then they put the whole schematic sheet in there, you know what I mean, the pie chart and all that stuff in there to make it think it's all scientific. Hey, if your company, this guy who makes this, if your company at the end of the day, you really think this thing actually works, it's send one to me for free. I'll test it for you. Now, I'm not a yes man at the end of the day. I don't even want your money at the end of the day. You send that machine to me, I'll send it back to you because I don't need it and don't want it, but I'll send it back to you. You send it to me and I'll test that thing out. There'll be no dark environments. I'll stick that thing in a fully lit environment where we stick all our projectors at, open up that environment, and let's see if that thing can pull a contrast level. You don't want me having it. And I don't even want the machine. You can keep it, take it back, and you don't have to pay me a dime. All right, all this right here. Let's see. Oh, gee whiz. Hold on, let's do this time. All right, so problem we have here, first off, there's no contrast demonstrations at all. And usually when they do demonstrations like this, they show a lot of bright colors. I told you, it's the first thing they do. A lot of bright colors. If you look at the background of the wall is really dark here, and it's dark here, but there's light up here. Chances are that condensed lighting is pushed against the wall. I guarantee it's pushed against the wall. If it's pushed outward, all this would be well lit. If you saw one of the demonstrations we had with the Optima GT 5500 in a well lit environment, your light's physically supposed to be making contact with the screen. You know, those of you who've never seen that, let me see, I think we have that on our demo page. Yeah, we did transfer that to the demo page. We'll figure out exactly where the demo page is at. This is the demo page. Let me see, we're on this one right here. Yeah, this is Black Series, this is our demo page. These are all the demonstrations we have on our product. I think we have it in here for the ultra short throw. Paint on screen demonstrations, visible technology. We're scrolling through, people. Ultra short throw, that's to see what you're missing. White and gray demonstrations, dedicated theater rooms, and scene technology. Okay, to be farther up. That's where we ended that right there. These are our demonstrations we've done on our page. These are some of the older ones added. Okay, here we go. This is what an ultra short throw setup is supposed to look like. Which one you want to go with? We'll go with this one first.
So out there, first things first, my name's Ken.
Optima GT 5500.
Using ambient light projection technology, game times 5, 7, and 8.
That's what your environment's supposed to look like.
Tomorrow, but I want to show you right now. This came, one screen came yesterday, and this came, no, one screen came here, came yesterday, came today. So there's the projector right here. Sorry about that.
Optima GT 55.
Close up look at it, and when it's actually combined.
That is what your environment is supposed to look like with an ultra short throw. If you're going to use it in a fully lit environment, you use it in a fully lit environment. You don't stick it in a dark environment. You barely see things in the background and dark corners and say, oh, we're in a fully lit environment. You don't do that. Show you what TV looks like on this bad boy. There you go. Now, if you notice that you see the neon lights in the environment, they don't give off a lot of push because there's so much light in the environment. And there's actual light in the condensed light.
A real environment. Not a little bit of light peppered out through the entire environment. A real environment with light.
There you go. Now, let's go back to over here. See how the background's still plenty of light, plenty of light, plenty of light. The floor is plenty of light. And you can see the condensed lighting right here, making contact with the screen at all times. This is how it's supposed to be done. But nope, you have demonstrations like this that claim that you're in a fully lit environment, and you're not, because the background is too dark. That's the problem. What they do with the lights, if the lights, they take them and they shift them, they point them inward toward the wall. That's why sometimes we see these little round circles right here or right here, right here, that shows where the lights were pushed against the wall. If that light was pushing outward, all this would be well lit. And then they stick to a lot of bright images, like mostly like fish, something like and bright, because it means the screen has a better chance of picking up in a dark environment. This is why when we do demonstrations on fish, we transfer it to white levels, we transfer the contrast levels and back and forth, so you can see our screens can change, it can transition.
Yeah, way too.
Oh, too much. Told you. There you go. Area is way too dark. Those lights are actually pushed against the wall. All right, now this is what you're expecting to get. You're expecting to get this image right here, right? You're not going to get that image. That's not going to happen. All right, so now we got the price tag at $2,000, actually $2,300 for a 120 inch. Just go over to a 100 inch and see what that's going to cost me at the end of the day for a 100 inch. $1,400. $1,400 for 100 inch. And let's see what the 150 inch is going to cost me, a whopping $5,000. Yep. This is what's going to be the new change, people. What's going to happen is you're going to see more and more of these projectors popping up on the market. They're going to have their own screens attached to them, and the screen's going to be just expensive. And they're going to say, hey, look, you know, you got a white screen, but a white screen's not going to be that good. And they're going to be to outperform a white screen because the screen's going to be a little slightly darker gray. And that's going to allow them to be able to pick up a better image than the white screen to show that it's a difference here. That's all they have to do is show that there's a difference. But they're still going to have the same problems as a white screen. Contrast is going to be poor. They can't pull up in fully lit environments, and all together, it's just crap. That's all. So just showing you, not hating on anybody at the end of the day. It is what it is. You can see it right there in front of you. And the guy just sat there and said it right there on the camera multiple times about contrast levels and the lights being at 21 feet high, plaguing the screen. If your lights are 21 feet high and they're plaguing the screen, you're going to have a serious issue in most environments. And look how high the lights are. Look at the size of the screen. how this is blown way out of proportion. Look at this. That's not even realistic on any level whatsoever. All right, people, I gotta go get these packages out the door. Thought we'd talk about this right here. What different types they have in this right here? D-Light saving screen. So this one is a more expensive model. Yeah, this one's a more expensive model. So they have two selections of this one. One is actually white, probably one is white, probably one is gray, I guarantee you. But this one just jumped by a lot. This is 5,000, okay. Yeah, that's what they're doing. This is gonna be a whole projector package deal. That's what they're gonna be doing. If you know, they have the combos up top, you can buy the combos, that's a package deal, or you can just go and you can just buy them individually. I don't know, either way, at the end of the day, you're just better off getting a P2 in our technology, or an Epson, or any one of the projector head and get an NEC on the floor. Same thing. That projector I showed you in the demonstration. Let me see. We're here in the demo. No, it wouldn't be us. All these lamps, I'm thinking like, gee whiz, how many lamps? I'm going to place all the lamps in the projector. And I found out that, and these particular projectors right here, lamp life on it are exactly what you're going to pay. And with our technology, the reason why I don't have to spend a lot of money, number one, that projector in that demonstration cost me $60. Did you know that? That's the NEC I have sitting behind me right there. $60. My screen's 126 inches. It's an elite screen coated with our technology, and I got literally so much light in this environment, it puts this booth to shame at 150 inches. And that's a $60 720p unit. This is why I tell you, at the end of the day, they are stealing from you left and right. If I were to take that same projector and stick it in one of these environments, what's going to happen? You think I'm going to get that image? I'm not getting that image. I'm not getting jack at the end of the day. Upstairs, another ultra short though setup. Guess what? That projector cost me 140 bucks. Challenge my work, or constantly try to shoot videos about debugging my work or how my stuff. Look at this. So how in the world are you in a these people are in this electronics show, and these screens are washing out left and right. The projectors are doing a poor job, and we're in here doing demonstrations in fully lit environments, windows open, and a real environment. This is a real environment at the end of the day. This is not a staged environment. This is a real environment. We're not stuck in the dark. And that projector costs 140 bucks. It's 720p. Okay, how we doing out there? First things first. Also short though projector. Another one. Using ambulance. That's an Optima GT. It's the 55 or 56. I have both of them. Projection technology gain times 8 and 7. Now I did a lot of demonstrations outside showing off the Supreme 8. And you're going to talk about an angle gain at the end of the day? Are you kidding me? We can pick up with no problem. Look at that. That's why I said the technology now they make in screens is just so freaking weak. It's so weak. It's not even funny how weak it is. They stick these screens in dark environments and say, oh, put one little light in there, a couple of lights, and go, but this is ambient light projection. No, it's not ambient light projection. That's why I had to put the YouTube video out, to put the call out, to call people out who do these fake demonstrations and talking about how their environments are well lit and it's ambient light environments. No, no, no. You don't even come close to that technology. This is how ambient light projection technology is supposed to work. I can read a book in that environment. I can have a book club meeting in that apartment. Everybody can read books in that environment. You've got to be kidding me. That's a black technology right there. If I ever decided to do projector combos, we would crush the competition easily. Number one, the projectors don't have to be extremely expensive because they're not going to be required or needed. And the customer has an option of basically painting the screen size of 100 inch to 150 inch without it costing thousands of dollars. Now, if they had showed this off in the booth like this, that would have been quite impressive. But they didn't. $60 projector, 150-inch screen. I'm getting some emails and questions about the new technology. First things first, my name is Kenneth Berger. $60 projector. That's it from eBay. 150-inch screen. This is what I get from people that say, well, I bought the projector because the projector does 150 inches. Man, you can get 150 inch by using our technology on a $60 projector. You have any idea how much money you would have saved? Even if you didn't want to go with the 720p, you could have went with the 1080p and still had an amazing image. Had all your windows open over here. Look at that. Got the windows open. Where's my flight stick at? I gotta go find my flight stick. I got a flight stick. I forgot about that. Last wall did it 180 inches. Now, for those of you saying, well, you know, hey, you know, if I get 4K, it's not going to be the same 720p and 4K. There's a difference, and this, that, and the other, and so forth, and, you know, sugar, plum pop, do. I'm not mocking you or anything. I'm going to just show you why. No, there isn't. Our black technology, we can show you there's a difference between our product can make a 720p look like it's 4K. I've had this conversation multiple times in rooms. We've done these tests years ago back. This is where I bought the PX747 when it first came out. And when I did this demonstration, I was so upset. You had no idea how much money I paid for that machine. I paid $1,400 for that machine. How much I paid for that 720p? $150. $150 versus freaking almost $1,400. Do you have any idea how much money I could have just saved if I had just got the 720p? All right, but I had to figure it out anyway. We had to find out. We had to have the proof. But I sold the projector anyway. I didn't want it anymore. I went and bought myself a 1080p model. This is 720p versus...
How are you doing up there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Luminous 4K Screen Paint.
Luminous. You know how old it is, Luminous. Look at this. So one of those is 4K, and the other is 720p. That's what our technology does with a 720p projector. Customer doesn't have to go out and buy 4K. If he doesn't want it. If he wants to upgrade and he wants to advance, you know, a 1080p projector would do just fine. That's it. But you're getting the clarity, you know. Black screens automatically produce clarity due to the fact that they're black. That's why. White screens and gray screens have that issue. That's why. See right here? This is my ViewSonic right here. That's my 720p model right there. On this side, that's 720p. And on this side is 4K. 720p, 4K. I did like the ViewSonic 4K projector. It was nice. The focus was a little bit of a headache. It was very, very sensitive. And right there's my 4K. ViewSonic. Let's go over to this one over here. This is 720p versus 4K again.
Okay, how we doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth.
So with our technology, again, it's not required for you to have 4K. You don't have to have it if you don't want to. You can use a 720p and get an amazing image of our technology. Our screen produces a 100% contrast level, is ultra short though compatible, and you can take them outside if you want to. There's no calibrating, no dark environment. So yes, what that makes our technology the dominant technology. And we can overpower gunmetal. Now the new gunmetal we have coming out will overpower the original gunmetal in the street. Yeah, we'll be able to overpower all that with no problem whatsoever. That stuff is going to be absolutely amazing. Matter of fact, I'm getting 2 of them up here for myself, and I'll be able to use them in environments that everyday gunmetal can't produce in at all whatsoever. And again, no calibrating, no special projectors for ultra short throw, none of that nonsense. Also, too, we're going to add something to with those too. We're going to add in a free 9-inch nap roller. And with each order, and the reason why we're doing that, because it basically cuts down the confusion for the customer. We have customers that contact us all the time and say, hey, is this the right roller? Is this the right roller? Even though we say nat rollers, they still second guess it. So that way that kills it all together. We're throwing in a package for you, so that way you don't have to worry about that. Now, you know how much money this saves the customer? That means the everyday Joe that may not want to spend $1,300 or $2,000 or $4,000 for a projector. The everyday Joe that may want to have the money for a 720p projector, they can now have a 720p projector with a 4K image because of our technology. And they can use it in a fully lit environment. You see how my condensed light is making contact with the screen and neither one of them are washing out? There you go. That's the whole purpose of it all, people. These demonstrations are on our page. You can watch them anytime you want to. And this right here, we have another one.
So Edge Technology screens, we're doing it side by side. We have a 720p Christie projector next to a 1080p Christie projector. I'm gonna go try to see if I can locate my stand because I didn't bring it down.
720p versus 1080p. All right, well, with that being said, I have to go. We have finished here. Oh, it is grouped. It is grouped blank right now. I got orders to get out the door. Thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate it. And this is the reason why we make our screen paint, so that way customers don't have to spend all this money for something at the end of the day that really is not going to give them the satisfaction that they want. If you want to check out our demonstration pages, we have one of the biggest demonstration pages. I've actually did the research myself to see if any other company had demonstration pages as big as we do. No, we have the biggest. We've done the most demonstrations, the most indoor screens, outdoor screens, fixed range screens, and all different kind of caliber projectors you could possibly think of. Is bam, in the giant freaking demo. The demo. This is the demo, whatchamacallit. Pretty soon the gunmetal's going to go in here pretty soon. But this is a giant demo screen. The giant demo screen. We have the most outdoor demonstrations, all kinds of tests. You can pop. There's a giant grid going past. Grid has over 70, I think over 70 or 80 videos in the grid. Yeah, there we go. Tons of pictures. All these pictures belong to us. Keep in mind, none of them belong to Google. They are our pictures. Tabletop projections, ceilings and floors. Outside demonstrations, massive 250s, all things you can possibly think of, 235.1s, demonstrations on 1,000 lumens, you know, ambient light projection technology, glass technology, demonstrations right here. And yes, all our products are tested, so you can go check out our test demonstration page. Ultra short throws on a $60 projector at 120 inches, fully lit room, projector mapping demonstrations for those in visual effects and all that other good stuff right there. This is all for you right here. Our true ambient light projection demonstrations, all this good stuff. We even have the 720p versus 1080p. This is really interesting right here. In this demonstration, we put 1,000 lumens 720p projector versus a 5,000 lumens to see which ones, if our screen can maintain a high enough bright level to be able to match that. And yes, it did, no problem. All right, so some more demonstration. Paint on demonstrations there. And here we go. Now, if you want to check out our test, that's just a demo page by itself. This is the test page right here. All our products are fully tested. Fully tested, yes. Fully tested. Are we popping up over here? We pop up on the summary? What are we doing? Let me go refresh you. Are we waiting? Okay, we should be good. See what's going to the demo page. Demo page should have loaded. Bring me back to Black Shop. There we go. Demo test page. Alright, so what's going on with the demo test page. Okay. It better be there. Shoot. You know how long it took me to build that page? How much testing we had to do? Alright, I'm watching the background go in. Outdoor demonstration. Maybe it's taking a while to load. Come on, I gotta get out of here. I got things to do. There we go. Man, I was about to say, there's a ton of videos we just dropped in that page. Better load up in there. So these are demonstrations right here on black versus black. Now, have you ever heard of black versus black demonstrations? This is where we have to test the product against black paint, and black fabric, and just everything you can possibly think of to make sure our screen pulls the highest white level. That way our technology can't be duplicated. On the demo page, we have a ton of demonstrations on black versus black of us painting black paint literally into the screen. That's what I'm talking about. This is why, at the end of the day, when we put down there match or better, this is why. We can't be matched. We can't be better. Expensive certified screens. What's the difference between our product and certified screens? Boom. 9 certified screens and 4 sheets of white paper at the same time. I love doing these. I get all hyped up when I do these all the time. Demonstration certified, 1,000 lumens. Demonstration certified, a max out environment. This is my personal favorite. This is a demonstration we do when we take the white sheet of paper and the black surface. We have to be able to maintain contrast and color and beat the screens at the same time. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. See how excited I get on these tests? Why can't people make screen paint products get that kind of excitement over tests? No, you'd rather cut corners at the end of the day. You know what happens when you cut corners? Well, you know what happens. You end up with crappy products. Look at this. This is a demonstration. We had someone ask us, what's the difference between a black sheet and our product? So we took a black sheet, covered over 129 screens, split it up the middle, and basically showed our screen pulls the highest white level, better color, boom, than that surface. Yes. You'll just get no challenge out of this 1,000 lumen demonstration. We have a page dedicated for 1,000 lumen demonstrations only against our technology. Y'all don't know how to crush it, man. Look at this white surfaces against our. This is why I tell you at the end of the day that, and I'm not trying to be rude here. If you do something against my company, you have any idea how much our company is backed at the end of the day on how many tests we perform on our technology? You would get crushed in court. You really would get crushed in court. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. Anyway, so check this out. Tons of time. How much man hours I had to push in to do this. Mind you, these videos are time stamped, which means these tests were done before you could ever touch the product. Do you know that? They're time stamped, which means that before you could ever use the screen paint, these tests exist. Ah, yes. These are open and closures in court. But we can back up and show that all our products were tested before the customer ever touched. And then we got a beta. Then we got the batch trimmer on top of it. That's the nail in the coffin right there. Yeah, I love that. I'm sorry, people. I get excited over this stuff. I love doing tests. I like to push my stuff to the next level. This is why I said your products wouldn't survive in our test demonstrations. Outside, black test, outside. You know how hard it is for a black screen to generate white light outside? And then it has to go against another black surface, and it has to generate a white level, and we do it at 1,000 lumens. Oh man, I'm telling you this. I got to bring me a 900 lumen projector in the dark, doing at white levels. 250-inch monster giant screen. Can't put a gray screen at 250 inches. It'll wash out. White screen, it'll wash out. You can't pick up the contrast levels. It won't work. You're having problems in a small room, or basically in any place you have it at, and you can't pick up. You're not picking up at 250 inches. You won't. Oh, ambient light projection demonstrations. We specialize. This is our field. This is what we love to do. When I tell you people, when you do these demonstrations with screens and you point to a door, that screen needs to be in the door when you do that demonstration. I see so many demonstrations of people open and go, look, there's light coming from the door. No, the screen physically has to be in the door. That's how that works. See this? This is how it works. This is just not for the customers. Now, don't get mad. It's not towards you. It's the naysayers. People make these crappy screen paint products. You get on my nerves with this dumb nonsense. This is how you do an ambient light projection You don't see little lights peppered out in the environment. Like Solid Wake 5 did some demonstration where he had these little lights peppered. You've got to be kidding me. You could put a night light in that bad boy and it would light up. You see this? This is how you do a demonstration. See how the screen sitting next to it? It's a 106-inch wallpaper screen sitting right in the window. Overhead lights on. right on top of the screen. You know where we took the screen? We raised it up even higher so the screen can make contact with the overhead lights. That's why the screen's on that tripod, so you can raise it up higher. Not keep it down low to the ground so no light would hit it from overhead. I know those tricks too. Got to get Mr. Birch. And y'all come to talk about, oh, we know ambient. You don't know jack about ambient light rejection technology. If ambient rejection technology was to bite you in the face, you wouldn't be the tell if it bit you in the face. See right there? Boom, 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 boom. That's how you do it. Sorry, people, I'm getting hyped up over this. I love doing these demonstrations. You ever notice? I love doing these demonstrations. The excitement in my voice. I love to do these demonstrations. And I come on here and I watch you guys do these demonstrations, and it's freaking Indiana Jones, Lost Treasure, Cavern in the dark, trying to say, look, we're in ambient light. No, the freak, you're not in ambient light. Stop saying that nonsense. You are not in ambient light environment. Stop it. Stop it. You're embarrassing yourself. Now pick up yourself, pick up your dignity, whatever's left of it. Leave now. All right, people, I got to go. Thank you all for your support, and God bless.